right, we got a little, we're on. It's been a headache. Sorry about not being able to live stream the second day of FCM, but it just wasn't in the cards. It wouldn't let me work, wouldn't let me do it. So that's the reason why there was no stream at FCM. I just couldn't make it happen. Sorry about that. That's the way it goes. So now, what are we doing tonight? We are going to work on this wing here. I'm going to put a 16th inch shim here because it's kind of low. Don't need this, no, need this. So can I sand across that with this? Probably. I just want a 16th. I don't want to be sanding for a week. So take a piece of this. This was built up. This wasn't carved. I've shown that several times. Look for my pocket hinge tutorial, and it shows you how I do it on my channel. Go to my channel and use the search function, and I got a whole video on pocket hinge install. Matter of fact, I got several, and it just take too long to explain again. So we're going to put this in here, and we're going to sand it at an angle. Let's see here. A very, very detailed tutorial on how to do pocket hinges. What I'm doing here is this thing is not quite level, so I'm going to glue this piece of wood on here. I just tapered it. I'll glue the wood on because wood is lighter than glue. That's curved. This is just a filler piece. It's not a big deal because I want that sheeting. I'm going to epoxy that sheeting down here. Had a good time at FCM. Didn't do very well. Didn't win the concourse. Some other airplane beat me out. What a joke. But whatever. Congrats to Gary. I need to take my Monado to it, and that way I know something's up if I didn't hit it with that. But whatever. I won some kicker, so Probably need to sand it a little bit more, make that level. Drop it a little bit more. They just don't like me anymore. Nobody does. No respect. There we go. A little bit more. Hand fit. Gotta keep hand fit and everything. Watch the gliders. They were cool. First, went over to talk to them guys. Nobody knew anything on how to build them. They just buy them. They're buying flyers. You'll need it. Now that wing, or that GeoXL that you're looking at, is smaller than this wing. Okay. So let's do this. I'll give you an eyeball view of what's happening. I'm going to mix up some epoxy. I've already epoxied these in, but I want a good bead where the compression spar meets the 3/16 spar. So I'm going to take, oh yeah, it's very big. I'm going to take some epoxy and brush it on that compression spar. Yeah, this is not the wing that's in the original Thunderbolt. It's bigger. It's a big mama. So we have a little bit of work to do tonight to get this ready. I have to work on the push rod. I'm going to glue the sheeting on the bottom here, but I need to work on the push rod. I'm going to change that around, that horn around. But I need to get some epoxy in here. This is probably not necessary, but it makes me feel better. Good evening, everybody. Okay, popsicle stick. So first thing I'm going to do is brush some epoxy along there. I don't know if you can see it, but this is inside the spar up against the compression spar and the shear webbing. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to brush some epoxy on this top piece here. This is way overkill, but overkill is good in this area. You could probably use white glue or something, but I got the epoxy out. We'll just use this. Smoke it. Need to get this off the bench before I flip it on the floor. Oh, I just ruined my chair. Cut it, poked a hole in my chair with an X-Acto knife. Hey, Craig. Central Boston, South Australia. Yeah, we're going to be hurting for wood here shortly. Hurting for certain. Got a little bit of smoothie on there. Get that off of there. Shoot, I need a paper towel. Ah. There we go. That's how it's done. You got the bottom sheeting attached anyway. Now, I gotta block sand that so it's flush. You don't want any. I did such a nice job centering this up. You don't want to leave, it's got to be on there, right? So let's run some glue down this way. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine, I guess. Starting to get little divots in it from the cradle. Well, this thing is taking a lot longer than I normally take, but it's right, Block that off if I can find them. Okay, where are you? There you are. And that seam disappeared. .332. This wing is built out of all 332. starting to get aggravated. There just ain't no damn room here. Putting the top sheeting on is a little bit different process. You got to use white glue because you can't get at it to CA it. But it's not a big deal. And I'll come back with the Dremel tool and clean that plywood up a little bit. It's just a smidge hanging over. I mean, you'd never see it covered, but I know it's there, and it's trying to get it as light as possible. You don't need any extra material hanging out. Okay, we got the bottom pretty much done. Of course, I'll go over the whole thing and sand it again. You gotta, I mean, I got to. That's just me. Okay. Wingtips turned out pretty nice. They're going to cover real good. Real good. I might work on that some more right there to bring that to an angle that I make ensure that the covering is going to lay down. Good evening, everyone. I've said it now 20 times. No, please. A little hole right there. We'll get that out. We'll get that out. Might glue a piece of wood in there. I don't know. Okay, let's work on the top side here. Now, I got this rod here. It's a 3mm rod, and finally we got the right stuff. But this thing's heavy, so we're going to cut it off and put it in a piece of carbon. Let's see here. What's this one? Yeah, that's the one right there. So I need to unsolder that. I'm going to turn that around. That's going to be difficult to get off, I can tell you that right now. This stuff here. Oh, I ended up buying a Super Tiger 46. There, I got to get a hold of Brian Gardner, see if he's got any 46 liners. I'll take 2. I want to turn this around because it's more in line with the bell crank. I'm trying to keep everything lined up. I mean, this would work like this. Now let's put it together and see how it works. I need to cut this off. Oh, that's some hard stuff. Okay, we don't need any more than that much wire. I mean, that was a foot long. We only need that much. I'm gonna put some NARFs in it with the Dremel. Tell you what, the FCM contest today, you couldn't ask for better weather. There was 0 wind. It was great. Okay, narfed up pretty good. I guess you can see that. Ow, hot. I'm going to have this unsoldered just because of the way I'm going to do this. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have done that. But we can make it happen. Maybe. Maybe. You really need a third person here because I get this hot. I'm going to have to pull it off with pliers, set it down. Oh, no, it slid off. What do you know? What do you know? Come on. Come on. Got it off. Yay! Okay. I gotta put this somewhere I don't burn the house down. Which ain't too many places. Okay. 3/32 drill bit to clean that out. That's 16th. Come on. 3/32. Very good. That'll be fine. So we want to do it this way. I have to sand a little bit. Most definitely. A little booger on there. So, I'll just sand her off. Perfect. Okay, now what happened to that wire? I set it down. Where'd it go? Oh no. Anybody see what happened to that piece of wire I was holding? The short piece? Oh man. I can't win for losing. Where did I set the damn thing? There it is. Sheesh. Okay, this has to be JB welded in and into the ball length because it's a metal ball length, and It also has to be JB welded into the push rod. We're going to leave that unsoldered so I can get the sheeting on. And, we'll zero this out. I'm going to put Kevlar tape on it too, so zero that out. I need to block these flaps up to approximate size. I just need a general length on this, and I'll adjust it accordingly. So we need to cut it off right there. You can't do that. You watch me. That ain't no good. Okay, we're going to make up this push rod. This will probably be the last thing I do for the evening is make this push rod up. Get it all the way screwed in. That's it. Okay, the trick is, and this is just needs to be an approximate, but you should try to get it as close. Yeah, it fell in that hole that goes to China, like all my nuts and washers. They fall on the floor, yeah. I got it though, I found it. Okay, so I'm going to zero this bell crank to where it's equal both sides. We're going to block these flaps so that they're zero. Got to go up about 3/32. So what are we going to use here? We'll use this piece here. Maybe it take two. I don't know. We got two now. Smooth this off here. Yeah, this will be the last thing I do for the evening because it'll have to dry overnight. This is JB Weld. I then am going to have to wrap it with Kevlar thread and epoxy it after it's hardened to keep it from splitting. See if I can find my Kevlar thread, which should be hanging there, and it's not. And what I need to do is clean this whole place up so I can find the stuff I need. Move this out of the way. This is the same way that I'm going to set up the elevators too. Identical. And that way it'll be free. If you try to make the push rod and then bend the horns to fit, they'll bind. There are some guys that can do it. I can't, so this is how I've always done it. I used to use aluminum tube filled with balsa wood. So we're going to zero these flaps here. Look at it from the side. That's pretty close. We'll zero the pusher belt crank. Yep. Okay, so now we'll mix up some JB Weld. We have, let's see here, how much do we have? We could take a little bit of that push rod off. So we have a little more adjustment. 3/8 of an inch. Okay. One of my containers there, I need to get the crap out of it. Okay, that's good enough. Alrighty, JB Weld 50/50. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to use this other container. I don't want any contaminants. I don't want any reason for this push rod to fail. Had it so long it's sealed itself up. Probably 3 times as much as I'll use, but couldn't get it to come out of the tube. This is the same way. It's only been sitting in there a year. Come on out of there. There we go. More. too dark. Needs a little more hardener. There we go. Okie dokie. So now's the hard part. I'm going to force some JB Weld down this tube. I guess we could use this. Okay, that's one end. Do the other end now. I'll probably get it all over me. Get a napkin. See if it's. I wish there was some way to really be sure this stuff was getting down in there. Just take your time, you know. It's gotta get in there. It can't just sit on the end. Be kind of devastating to lose an airplane over a stupid stunt. Okay, let's do this end. It acts like it's filled. Let's get another paper towel. It's gonna be messy. gonna be messy. Let's put some goop on this rod in here. Wipe this off. I better get the trash can over here. This stuff is so nasty. Now, when this dries, I'll take it out of the airplane and pull on it, try to break it. I damn sure don't want it coming undone in the air. Okay. Oh yeah, it's full. All right, that's the push rod, and we'll just let it sit there overnight. Tomorrow I'll come back, take it out of the airplane. I'll wrap that with Kevlar thread and put some epoxy on both ends. The Kevlar thread keeps the carbon from splitting. Let's check the zero of the flaps one more time, because I only got one chance. Could go up to 16th. Yep, that's pretty good there. Let's see here. This is pretty critical to get all this stuff straight the first time. You want your airplane to turn the same inside and outside. So that's that. We'll pull that back so it's square. Need to come back a little more. That looks pretty good. I wouldn't. Carbon toe is not very strong. See, what you guys got to get carbon out of your mind. Carbon is not strong. The carbon just holds the glue. The glue is what makes it strong. And Kevlar is so strong. If you pull a Kevlar thread, you'll cut your fingers off. It is so damn strong. It's ridiculous. Carbon itself, without any glue, is very weak. All right, guys, that's all I got for this evening. Recap on FCM. John hooked his lines up backwards at the handle, and unfortunately his Giske Nobler hit the ground. I flew a 575 point pattern, and the scores were ridiculous. I think Kenny won it with a 622. I mean, that's ridiculous. I was in 5th place. Gary Lutz won the concourse with his Hawker. I got some kicker, and what else did I get? Oh, I got a bunch of plastic for some more canopies from Dan. So thank you, Dan Winship, for the plastic. He brought out his trailer and set up the workbench and cut me 20 13-inch squares so I can make 20 canopies. And let's see what else happened this weekend. That's about it. It was fun, pretty uneventful. I made it to the semifinals in darts, and then I got beat out by, let's see, who did I throw against? Oh, by the kid. Almost kid beat me out on the last go, and so the kid and his dad faced off for the last dart throw. So pretty uneventful. It was fun. I didn't get any footage of today because it just didn't happen, and I apologize. Anyway, that's all I got, and we'll see you tomorrow. When this dries, we'll get it installed, and I'll get the top sheet put on, and this wing will be pretty close to finished. I have to make some gear doors and drop in a wingtip weight box, and then we're done. So it's got to be done by the end of this week. I can't see it dragging on another week after this. Then we can go for the covering, and I can start working on the fuselage. I'm still debating whether to make the Razorback or the bubble top. I kind of like the looks of the bubble top better than the Razorback. But I have not built a Razorback, so we may do that. I don't know. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow after work. Fairwinds, tight lines. See ya.